Case for the Hall of Fame, Sergei Gonchar. Sergei Gonchar was a defenseman known for his offensive abilities and played in the NHL from 1994 to 2015. Over his career, he played for several NHL teams, including the Washington Capitals, Boston Bruins, and Pittsburgh Penguins. Known for his offensive prowess and powerful slap shot, he was one of the most feared offensive defensemen of his era. He represented Russia in numerous international competitions, winning medals at the Olympics and World Championships. In this episode, I'll explain why Sergei Gonchar should be in the Hall of Fame. Sergei Gonchar was drafted in the first round of the 1992 NHL Draft, 14th overall by the Washington Capitals. He appeared in 31 games total during the lockout-shortened 94-95 season. Then the following year, in his first full-length campaign in the NHL, Gonchar tallied 41 points, showing his potential as an effective offensive defenseman. In the 1998-99 season, Gonchar became the first Russian defenseman to score over 20 goals in the regular season. The following season, in 1999-2000, Gonchar broke the 50-point mark for the first time in his career. He also finished 5th in the Norris Trophy voting as the NHL's best defenseman. After a 57 and 67-point season in 2000-2001 and 2002-2003 respectively, Gonchar was named to the second All-Star team both seasons. On March 3, 2004, Sergei Gonchar was traded from the Washington Capitals to the Boston Bruins in exchange for Sean Morrison and 2 draft picks. Finishing the 2003-2004 campaign with Boston, he amassed 58 points, leading all NHL defensemen. Between 2000 and 2004, Gonchar recorded more points than any other defenseman, with 74 goals and 241 points. After the lockout, Gonchar signed a 5-year, $25 million deal with the Pittsburgh Penguins on August 4th of 2005. In 2006-2007, his second season with the Pittsburgh Penguins, Gonchar tied a career high with 67 points. In addition to his on-ice duty, Gonchar also housed rookie Evgeny Malkin when he first arrived from Russia in October of 2006. Gonchar led the Pittsburgh Penguins with offensive superstars Sidney Crosby and Evgeny Malkin to the 2008 Stanley Cup Finals, the franchise's first Stanley Cup Finals appearance since 1992. After a 65-point regular season campaign, his 8th 50-plus point season of his career, Gonchar added 14 points in 20 playoff games as the Penguins eventually lost in the finals to the Detroit Red Wings. Gonchar placed 4th in Norris Trophy voting, tying his best ever placing for the league's best defenseman. Gonchar only played in 25 regular season games during the 08-09 season because of a dislocated shoulder, but he returned in time for the stretch run into the playoffs. Gonchar and the Penguins went on to win the Stanley Cup in 7 games over the Detroit Red Wings, a team they faced for the second straight year in the finals. Despite missing time in the 2009-2010 season, he went on to record his 9th 50-plus point season in the past 10 seasons, besting Nick Lidstrom's 8. He also had his 11th season with 10-plus goals, tying Sergei Zubov's record for most 10-plus goal seasons among Russian defensemen. Gonchar finished the season 3rd in points per game among defensemen behind Norris Trophy nominees Mike Green and Duncan Keith. The last few seasons in the league saw Gonchar bounce around the league as he played for 3 different teams, including the Ottawa Senators, Dallas Stars, and Montreal Canadiens. He was a shell of himself in the later years and was barely able to put up more than 30 points. From 2000-2001 to 2009-2010, Gonchar tallied exactly 500 points, which was second among NHL defensemen, only to Nicklas Lidstrom's 550. Gonchar was second amongst NHL defensemen in assists during that span with 372, behind Lidstrom's 434. He led the league in goals by a defenseman during that span with 128. Rob Blake was second with 119, while Lidstrom had 116. Gonchar was second in the league in points per game average amongst NHL defensemen during that span, scoring 0.797 points per game, slightly behind Al McGinnis's 0.798 points per game. He also led the league in goals created per game amongst NHL defensemen with 0.27 to Al McGinnis's 0.26 and Lidstrom's 0.25. In fact, from his first NHL season in 1995, only Nicklas Lidstrom had scored more points amongst defensemen. Lidstrom had tallied 889 in that time frame, while Gonchar had 684. Besides his NHL accomplishments, Gonchar represented Russia in numerous international tournaments, including 4 Winter Olympics, winning the silver medal in 1998 and bronze in 2002. His international experience and success further highlight his impact on the game globally. Why should Sergei Gonchar be in the Hall of Fame? Sergei Gonchar played 20 seasons in the NHL, amassing 1,301 NHL games, scoring 811 points, 220 goals, and 591 assists. He ranks among the top scoring defensemen in NHL history. His ability to contribute offensively while maintaining solid defensive play sets him apart as one of the premier defensemen of his era. Known for his powerful shot and vision, Gonchar was a dominant force on the power play. His ability to quarterback the power play contributed significantly to his team's success. Gonchar was known for his durability and consistency throughout his career. He was a key player for multiple teams and maintained a high level of play well into his late 30s. He recorded 50-plus points in 7 different seasons, showcasing his consistent offensive production. Gonchar was a vital part of the Pittsburgh Penguins Stanley Cup victory in 2009. His experience and leadership on the blue line were crucial to the team's success. Not only was he instrumental in the Penguins' deep playoff runs during his tenure with the team, but he served as a mentor to younger players and was respected for his professionalism and hockey IQ. Gonchar's combination of individual achievements, team success, and contribution to the game make him a strong candidate for induction into the Hockey Hall of Fame. Although Sergei Gonchar has met the criteria to be in the Hall of Fame, there are outside factors that go into deciding whether or not he is in the Hall of Fame.